Hello students, in the last class we discussed about imperfections in case of solids. Imperfections means defects, some of the defects present in the solids. There are two types of defect, one is point defect, another one is line defect. Point defect is again classified into three types: stoichiometric, non-stoichiometric and impurity defect. In the last class we discussed in detail about stoichiometric defect, which consists of mainly two types, that is vacancy defect and interstitial defect. Under vacancy defect we have Schottky defect, and under interstitial defect we have Frankel defect, which are very important. Definition as well as example as well as difference for 2 marks. And also we discussed in detail about impurity defect. So today let us continue, that is non-stoichiometric defect. What is meant by non-stoichiometric defect? Non-stoichiometric defect means there is a disturbance in the stoichiometry of the solids, right? There is a disturbance in the stoichiometry. There is a disturbance in the stoichiometry of the crystalline solids, right? For such compounds we call them non-stoichiometric defect. Disturbance means, I already told you, FeO, in which iron and oxygen are present in 1:1 ratio, but if there is a disturbance in the stoichiometry, then it will not be in 1:1 ratio, it will be in terms of fractions, right? Look here, iron is present in terms of fractions. So again, non-stoichiometric defect is classified into two types. One is metal excess defect, and another one is metal deficiency defect. Second type is metal deficiency defect. So let us discuss about the metal excess defect. Look here, we have a crystal. ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಇದೆ. So for this crystal we add some extra metal, right? Externally we add metal. Suppose let us consider this crystal as NaCl, sodium chloride crystal. We add excess of sodium metal, right? Externally we add sodium. ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, excess of sodium ಅನ್ನು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. excess of sodium ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲಿನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ it loses one electron. Look here, Na, it becomes Na plus and it gives out one electron. One electron ಅನ್ನು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. Now it becomes Na plus ಆಗಿದೆ. Now this Na plus, it gets attracted towards the chlorine or chloride ion present in NaCl and it gains Cl minus. Na plus formed here, it gains Cl minus, which is already present in the crystal. ನೋಡಿ Na plus ಏನಿದೆ, Cl minus ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅದು ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಟಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ Cl minus, then it forms NaCl. When one Cl minus comes out from the crystal, it forms anionic vacancy. It forms anionic vacancy. When anionic vacancy is formed, the electron which is given by the metal, this electron occupies the anionic space. Electron occupies the anionic space and then it is called F center, right? Then it is called F center, Farben-Center center. F center, Farben-Center center. What is meant by F center is nothing but When the anion vacancy is occupied by an electron, then it is called F center. When a crystal forms F center, then crystal shows various different colors. Right? Suppose if it is NaCl, it contains sodium metal, that's why it shows yellow color. If it is potassium, then it shows a violet color. Right? So it depends. If it is lithium chloride, it shows pink color. But it depends. ಯಾವ metal ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ property decide ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is all about metal excess defect. Next, move on to metal deficiency defect. Metal deficiency defect means, especially it takes place in case of transition metals. Transition metals. Transition metals is nothing but d block elements. Look here, Fe2 plus combines with O2 minus in 1:1 ratio to form Fe. But transition metal shows various different oxidation numbers. Transition metals ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ oxidation numbers ಅನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. That's why here metal deficiency takes place. Take for example, here 1 Fe2 plus, it combines with 1 O2 minus, but if the oxidation state is 3 plus, then 2 Fe2 3 plus ions, it combines with 3 oxygen atoms, right? 3 oxygen atoms, because 6 electrons, 2 minus 2 minus 2 minus is nothing but 6 electrons. These 6 electrons present on the oxygen was gained from 6 electrons of iron, which means it is 2:3 ratio. 1:1 ಇರೋದೇನಾಯ್ತು 2:3 ratio. So that's why here the stoichiometry of iron changes. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, iron 1:1 ಇರಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, but 3 plus oxidation state ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈಗ 2:3 ಆಗಿದೆ. That's why stoichiometry of iron changes to fractions, and it becomes iron 0.93 to 0.96, as well as oxygen present in 1 ratio. So this is what happens in case of metal deficiency defect. So this is all about the non-stoichiometric defect. Non-stoichiometric defect consists of metal excess defect and metal deficiency defect. Next, electrical properties in solids. Electrical properties. Solids show 3 main electrical properties. Number 1 is conductors. Conductors. Conductors means the substance which allow the electric current to pass through it. The substance which allows the electric current to pass through it. That is example copper, platinum, aluminium, etc. Metals, usually metals. Solids ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದು electricity conduct ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ that is usually metals. Which conductors, right? Conductors which allows the electric current to pass through it. The conductivity value is in between 10 to the power of 4 to 10 to the power of 7 per ohm per meter. Per ohm per meter, right? This is conductivity value in case of metals. Second property is insulators. Insulators. What are insulators? The substance which do not allow the electric current to pass through it. Example wood, the rubber, plastic, etc. Which do not allow the electric current to pass through it. So conductivity value for insulators is very less. That is 10 to the power of minus 10 to 10 to the power of minus 20 per ohm per meter. Right. Next, semiconductors. Last electrical property of solid, semiconductors. Semiconductors. allow the electric current to pass through it under certain conditions. Right? ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲೂ ಇದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಆಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ semiconductors is nothing but metalloids, right? They do not conduct electricity, but they conduct electricity under certain conditions. Conditions means there are mainly two conditions. If you increase the temperature, then it conduct electricity. Sometimes ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೀವು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ನ ಅದು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಡೋಪಿಂಗ್. Doping is a process where we add some impurities to metalloids or semiconductors. Impurities na add ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it conduct electricity. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು semiconductors ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So which allows the electric current to pass through it under certain conditions. Those are called semiconductors. The conductivity value is in between 10 to the power of -4 to 10 to the power of 6 per ohm per meter. This is the conductivity value of semiconductors. Next, conduction of electricity. How the conduction of electricity takes place in metals and metalloids, that is semiconductors. Let us see. The conduction of electricity can be explained with the help of band theory, right? That is with the help of band theory. Listen, we have three different kinds of bands, right? So the band which is present below is a valence band. It is called valence band. And the band which is present above, it is conduction band. Conduction band. Here, valence band and conduction band both are overlap. Right. This is first diagram. Another band diagram is like this. Look here. It is also valence band. It is also conduction band, but it has a small energy gap. Small energy gap. Right. Look here. This is conduction band and this is valence band. Valence band, conduction band. But here it has a large energy gap. Large energy gap. Look here. If valence band and conduction band both are overlapped, then the electrons which are present in valence band, it can easily move to conduction band, right? Because it is overlapped. Overlap ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ conduct electrons valence band ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು conduction band ಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, conduction band ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ valence band. ಈ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, electrons float ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, right? Easily the electrons are moving from valence band to conduction band and conduction band to valence band. That's why it can conduct electricity very easily. So especially this band is in case of metals, right? This is in case of metals. Metals, it conduct electricity with the help of electrons. Metals, it conduct electricity with the help of electrons. And metals can conduct electricity in solids as well as in molten state. Solids allೂ ಅದು electricity ನ conduct ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, liquid or molten state allೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು electricity ನ conduct ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. That is because valence band and conduction band both are overlapped. Next, let us come to a second band diagram. So here, look here, valence band and conduction band, they both have small energy gap, right? Small energy gap there. Because of presence of small energy gap, you have to heat it or increase the temperature. When you increase the temperature, then it conduct electricity. And another very important thing, by adding impurities. By adding impurities, it conduct electricity. The impurity which you add to semiconductor, that impurity is called dopant. The process of addition of dopant is called doping, right? So doping, impurities add ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, electrons exit ಆಗಿ ಅದು ಕೂಡ valence band ಇಂದ conduction band ಇಂದ valence band ಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So this is in case of metalloids, or we can call it semiconductors. But in case of non-metals, there is a large energy gap between valence band and conduction band. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಏನೇ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, you increase the temperature or you add impurity, it will not conduct electricity, right? So that is because it has a large energy gap. So this is all about the conduction of electricity in case of metals, metalloids as well as non-metals. Next, types of semiconductor. Types of semiconductors. There are mainly two types of semiconductors. One is N-type semiconductor, N-type. Another one is P-type semiconductors, P-type. N-type semiconductor is nothing but electron rich. P-type semiconductor is nothing but electron deficient. Listen, N-type semiconductors are semiconductors which consist of impurities of group 15th elements, right? Okay, usually semiconductors are silicon and germanium. Silicon and germanium both are belongs to group 14 in our periodic table. When group 14 elements consist of impurities of group 15 elements like arsenic, it becomes electron rich. How it becomes electron rich? We call it a pentavalent impurity. Look here, we have silicon. So this is the actual structure of silicon. Right. If we add arsenic, group 14 silicon is doped with group 15 arsenic, pentavalent. Pentavalent is nothing but it consists of 5 valence electrons. It consists of 5 electrons in its valence shell. Outermost shell ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5 electrons ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು pentavalent ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ 5 electrons ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron, 4 electron. 4 electrons it make bonds, and remaining 1 electron is free. Now this 1 electron it delocalizes all over this molecule and it conducts electricity. Arsenic ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ರಿಚ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. N-type semiconductors are electron rich. That is because silicon group 14 is doped with arsenic impurity which belongs to group 15. It is called pentavalent because it consists of 5 electrons in its outermost shell. 4 electrons are used in making bonds, 1 electron is free, and that 1 electron it delocalizes all over the molecule and it conducts electricity. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಸೆನಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ P-type semiconductor it is electron deficient, which means group 14 elements is doped with group 13, especially group 14 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ let us take germanium. Germanium is doped with either aluminum or boron, right? Germanium is doped with boron. Look at the structure of germanium. So this this is your germanium, actual structure of germanium. Okay. Now this germanium is doped with boron. Right. Boron is trivalent. Trivalent. Which means only 3 electrons are present in the valence shell. Valence shell alli 3 electrons matra irutte, and those 3 electrons are used in making bonds. Making 3 bonds only. 1, 2, 3. So now this germanium contains extra electron. Germanium matra one extra electron actually 4 electrons irutte, but it has no electron to make bond. Right. ಇದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, which means now this electron is free and here boron forms hole. Right. Hole formation ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Hole formation is nothing but empty space where there is no electron. Now this electron of germanium, it is free electron. It delocalizes all over the structure and it conducts electricity. ನೋಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಒಂದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ರಿಚ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡಿಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪಿ ಟೈಪ್ ಸೆಮಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ರಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಪೆಂಟಾವೆಲೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಡಿಫಿಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಟ್ರೈವೆಲೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ. ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 14 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 15 ಜೊತೆ ನಾವು ಡೋಪಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ then n type ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. group 14 elements when doped with group 13 elements, then we call it p type semiconductors. Next, last topic of solid state chapter, that is magnetic properties. Magnetic properties. There are 5 magnetic properties in case of solids. One is paramagnetic. Paramagnetic. Number 2 is diamagnetic. Diamagnetic. Number 3 is ferromagnetic. Ferromagnetic. Number 4 is antiferromagnetic. Antiferromagnetic. Number 5 is ferrimagnetic. Ferrimagnetic. Oh, look here. Paramagnetic substance. Paramagnetic substance means an element or a compound which consists of unpaired electrons. If unpaired electrons is present, then it is called paramagnetic substance. Right? If unpaired electrons are present, then it is called paramagnetic substance. Right? In case of diamagnetic substance, no unpaired electrons, no unpaired electrons, then it is diamagnetic. Look here, paramagnetic substance means it is weakly attracted towards the magnet. Paramagnetic andre ಏನು sir? It is weakly attracted towards magnet. Magnetic field ಕಡೆ ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, weakly attracted. Right? So which consists of unpaired electrons. Right? If unpaired electrons are present, then it is paramagnetic, weakly attracted to magnet. Then diamagnetic means no unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons are only paired electrons. Then it is diamagnetic. When the substance is diamagnetic, it repels away from the magnet. Magnet ಇಂದ ದೂರ ರಿಪೆಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡಯಾಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. So you are very familiar with ferromagnet. Ferro is nothing but iron. Iron is nothing but it is strongly attracted towards magnet, but we need a reason. So what is the reason why irons are strongly attracted towards magnet? That is because we call it domains, right? ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಡಯಾಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಫೆರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, we call it domains. Domains means it is the smallest region. Domains, it is the smallest region in a substance, right? Domain ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಜನ್, ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಜನ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. These domains are usually in irregular direction. ಹ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಗಿ irregular direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, right? But when magnetic field is brought nearer to the domains, all the domains are directed towards magnetic field. ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಒಂದೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್. ಆಲ್ ದ ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್, ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಕಡೆ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಂತುಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted towards magnet, right? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಕಡೆ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಐರನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಫೆರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಆಂಟಿ ಫೆರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಆಂಟಿ ಫೆರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ is nothing but, listen, here domains are present in parallel as well as in anti-parallel direction and in equal numbers, right? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಒಂದೇ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಂಟಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್, ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್, ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್, ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್, ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್. ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಈಚ್ ಅದರ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟ್. ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ರಿಪೆಲ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಆಂಟಿ ಫೆರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಫೆರಿಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಫೆರಿಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐರನ್ is present in 3+ oxidation state. Iron 3+ oxidation state ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Here domains again they are arranged in parallel as well as in anti-parallel direction and in unequal numbers, right? So equal ಇರೋದು numbers change ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ parallel anti-parallel, parallel anti-parallel, parallel anti-parallel, right? So let us cancel the domains. Parallel anti-parallel cancel. But these two domains remains. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅನ್ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಡೊಮೈನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಉಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಫೆರಿಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೀಕ್ಲಿ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್, ಡಯಾಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್, ಫೆರೋಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್, ಆಂಟಿ ಫೆರೋ, ಫೆರಿಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್. So some solids are attracted towards magnet, some solids they repel away from magnet, some solids they are weakly attracted towards magnet. Why it is so? Some solids they remain as it is, neither it repels nor it attracts, right? It remains constant. Why it is so? That is because motion of electron. Here in case of solids, electrons it shows two types of motion. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಎರಡು ತರ ಮೋಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಮೋಷನ್, another one is spin motion, right? Electron shows two types of motion, one is orbital motion, another one is spin motion. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಇದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತನ್ನ ಸುತ್ತ ತಾನು ಸುತ್ತಕೊಂಡು ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ನ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಸುತ್ತುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಎರಡು ಮೋಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಅರೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಸ್ಪಿನ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಅರೈಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ expressed in terms of Bohr magneton. The unit for magnetic moment or magnetic property is Bohr magneton. Bohr magneton ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ? So paramagnetic weakly attracted towards magnet, diamagnetic repels away from magnetic field, Ferromagnetic strongly attracted towards the magnet. Antiferromagnetic neither repels nor attracts. Ferrimagnetic again weakly attracted towards magnet. It can be explained with the help of domains. So this completes your chapter solid state. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಬೇಕು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ this is all about theoretical part of solid state. Thank you.